in our lives. Let us feel the strength that only you can give. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Okay, can somebody give me a thumbs up if you can hear me? Okay. I am going to do just a little bit of a quick introduction on kind of what we're doing and why we decided to do it. And then Larissa's going to do a little bit, and we're going to sort of bounce back and forth. But the reason that we decided to go ahead and start a runners group is, well, really for a couple reasons. We've had some pretty in-depth conversations with a lot of you guys in our downline, and what we were finding that was consistently sort of a, I don't know if complaint is the right word, but a challenge or a barrier to really getting into business mode is that there was so much activity happening in so many different places, on so many different pages, on so many different chats, that people were getting extremely overwhelmed. They don't know how to turn notifications off. They don't know which group they're supposed to be in. They don't know where to ask questions. And I think people, if you're anything like me, when you get to the overwhelmed stage, although you might be very task and action oriented, you just sort of shut down. So what we found when we started talking to you guys is that there were a whole lot of you that were really craving and looking for some very action oriented, very specific, very business type options. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to get this mute situation down. There we go. Can y'all still hear me? Okay, so what Larissa and I decided to do is we looked through our downlines and identified those of you that either A, exhibited qualities of a leader, B, had told us and specifically mentioned to us that you were craving a group like this, or someone in your upline nominated you because they feel like either A, you exhibit all those qualities, or they feel like you have them and haven't really been pushed outside your comfort zone and needed something like this. So that's why we send an invitation to you guys versus just throwing you in a chat like it seems is happening quite a bit. You get thrown in chats here and thrown in chats there and thrown in groups there. And it can get a little overwhelming. So we wanted A, to send an invitation because it makes you accountable. If you say yes and you're ready to do this, then we know that you're going to be committed to this group and the goals of this group. If you don't, then we know you're not ready yet, or maybe you're not sure what it entails. So you're going to maybe talk to some of your downline and say, okay, this is what we're doing. Is this something that you want to be a part of? So what we decided is that you guys will notice part of my red personality, a lot of you guys are yellow. So if y'all noticed in the very beginning when we started this, there was a lot of chatter back and forth, and I quickly went in because I had several people reach out to me privately that said, hey, it's already starting, what we want to get away from. So it wasn't by any means to shut down y'all's communication, because that's not what we want. We want you to use the team pages for that. If you're problem solving how you're building your business and you're problem solving how you're getting new prospects, that's what we want happening on the Diamond Ducks page. We want you guys talking to each other, bouncing ideas off each other, using each other's successes and failures to build each other up and help each other get through the obstacles that you have. We didn't want another group that was a sort of feel good, hoorah, thank you, good job, thumbs up. Although we need all those accolades, there's so many other places that we're finding them. We wanted this to be very business. Same thing when I asked you guys to fill out the color personality test. We're going to sort of be grouping you guys up based on, so a lot of you are yellow, actually. The majority of people that responded to this are yellow, but we have several that have really strong red and really strong green, and we want to be able to partner you guys so y'all can build off each other's strengths and help each other grow. Specifically people in your downline or sideline that you can count on other than just that one person. Particularly if your power partner is the same personality color as you are, sometimes it makes it a little bit more challenging to be creative. Larissa and I'm way, way, way strong red, and Larissa's much more yellow than I am. So we complement each other really well, because I'm very good at A, B, and C. This is what's going to happen. And she's like, okay, maybe we should think about this and this. So we complement each other very well. We found that you guys tend to attract your similar color personality. So a lot of people in your downline may actually be the same color personality. So if you've been listening to any of the Big Al trainings that Melanie's been doing, or if you've read the 4 color personalities, you know what I'm talking about, and you know that there are very, very different ways to communicate prospects, team members, and leaders based on their color personality and how they're hearing your message. So we wanted to start with that and kind of see what we were working with. But what I wanted to talk to you guys about to start with is kind of our expectations, and what I mean by the sort of no whining group is we really want this to be very task oriented, very action oriented. We're going to have some very specific assignments. We're going to have some not so specific assignments. We want your opinion and we want you to give it to us, but we want you to give it to us privately. So if you see something we're doing is not effective, is not working, or doesn't bring value to your business, please send Larissa and I a private message so that she and I can revamp what we're doing, because our goal is to help each and every one of you meet your goals. And we can't do that if what we're doing isn't bringing value to you. So our goal is to help each and every one of you. The other thing, like I talked about before, is we want to use our team pages, primarily Team Allen and Diamond Ducks, for discussion. So if you've got a question, hey, my prospect has this going on, or I have an ambassador that went white line because of X, Y, and Z, we don't want to use this chat for that. Go to your team pages. We've got 600 people almost on the Diamond Ducks page and almost 1,500 on Team Allen. So there's a good chance that somebody on one of those pages has struggled with exactly what you're struggling with, and you're going to get a whole lot of interaction from 600 or 1,500 people than you are from 22 people in this group. So I want you guys to really use those pages for what they're worth. And maybe not pull it into this group. The other thing, if you have a team page already and it's working and it's successful, don't change it. Do what you're doing. But if you don't have a team page, what we've decided, we feel based on talking to some of the jewels, is that it's better for you to wait until you're probably pushing close to Ruby before you get a team page. And here's why. You end up, and I'm going to use Daphne as an example because she's probably my level 6 or level 7. She's probably on Amber's page and another person's page and my page and Melanie's page and Laura's page. It can be very overwhelming for someone who doesn't, A, know how to turn their notifications off, B, doesn't know which group to go to first, doesn't know who their primary upline is. So what we've talked to some of the jewels about is they're not recommending that their new ambassadors start a team page until they're Ruby. To use your primary jewel uplines, I'm not a gem yet. I'm a gem. I'm not a jewel yet, but Diamond Ducks is pretty big at this point, and we have a lot of our leaders from Team Allen that still chime in on that page. So use those pages. That's what they're there for. If you have a team page, like I said, keep using it. I wouldn't change it if it's being successful. But the one thing you have to do if you have a team page is you have to be consistent with it. I have another one of my downlines who's really pushing to be gold who has a team page, but it may be silent for an entire week. You are setting the pace of your team. And if you're posting it once a week or twice a week, your team is really not getting value out of that. So that's why we want to basically pull our resources together and keep all those discussions and conversations in those group pages. I'm going to be doing a couple of videos for you guys and then basically for the whole team on how to turn your notifications off, because I think with our new ambassadors, that's probably one of the most important things, and how to go into Facebook and look at your groups and take yourself out of groups that don't bring value to your business. If you're in a chat group that isn't bringing value to what your personal goals are, whether it's health-oriented, business-oriented, whatever your personal goals are, if those groups don't bring value to you, they're taking time away from what we call your daily method of operations and your income-producing activity. So if you're not getting value from it, you probably shouldn't be wasting time in it. So we're really trying to refocus that. I'm going to let Larissa talk here a little bit about our Monday night call to action and some of the things. We are on a training with Leslie Zan. I don't know how many of you guys know who Leslie Zan is, but she's absolutely amazing. And it's a 7-week course that we're doing. We just had our second meeting today, and we're learning actually a lot. So I'm going to let Larissa talk a little bit about that, and then we're going to go specifically into some of the expectations and upcoming things that we are wanting you guys to work towards. So Larissa, if you can just unmute yourself, I'll go ahead and mute myself.
All right, I just a forewarning. It says my computer is going to turn off at 8:58. If it disconnects, I'll hop back on my cell phone. Okay, I am super impressed that you guys are here. Typically, when we have a Monday night call or a Sunday night call, there are not even this many people on there with Team Ferguson and Team Allen together. So this is a big deal for all of us that are on here, that y'all made that commitment, and I'm very appreciative of it. It's very sad for me to tell you guys this. I went to Leslie Zan in April, and I made tons of notes. And so today when she was talking, I went back to my notes, and it was exactly what she went over today. And what Rachel and I are like, zing, it got us. It bit me in the tail end. So basically, this is a 90-day commitment from you guys. And And if you are not happy with your pace, if you're happy with your pace of your business, I want you to give me a thumbs up. If you're not happy, I want you to give me a thumbs down. I can see a lot of you guys. Okay, y'all. So I want you, if you have not taken, okay, so these are actually notes I made from April. So some of it's pertinent and some of it's not. So this is a call to action. The pace that we've set, it duplicates and it is contagious. If we have a fast pace, it's going to increase the retention, right? We're going to keep people in our business if we're fast. We're also creating a story to share with people. The faster you help a new ambassador get a win, meaning a new customer or ambassador, the faster they're going to go into action and they're going to stay with you, right? The faster they get a paycheck, the faster they get a commitment, they're going to be with you for longer, and it's going to increase our retention. I want you guys to pretend this is the first day you started with Plexus, okay? So I want you to erase what's happened. The only way we can change our future is to go that direction, right? We don't look at what we've been through or what we've experienced. Let's just go forward from here and pretend this is day one. I'm giving you an option and you are deciding today. You know there are thousands of stories and thousands of testimonies, not just one. So get to know them and I want you to duplicate what we're doing in your downlines. You must have a clear why. This is going to drive your discipline, your action, and your commitment. One thing I loved about Leslie Zan that I learned last week was belief plus action is going to build your bubble, right? Your belief bubble, your action and your action. And when you get a rank and you hit that rank, it's going to blow up your bubble. It's going to get bigger and bigger. What is going to stop your pace? Your belief and not talking to enough people and giving too much information, right? Sometimes we can give people information overload. Keep it simple and let's get off of social media and use the phone, right? That is my weakness, seriously. I would much rather text someone than I would pick up the phone and call them. I'm just being totally brutally honest with you guys. It's awful. But what I noticed is when I got into our downline and actually picked up the phone and started calling people, we have some amazing and incredible diamond ducks that are on our team. Really super incredible people. When you start reaching out to those people, your heart is going to break and you're going to become more and more committed to these people, and they're going to be more and more committed to you because they know that you care. Passion is also going to be transferred in your voice. Leslie Zane says this quote, I was convinced that I was talking to enough people until I actually started to enough people. The bigger your list, the faster you're going to grow. Rachel, I didn't talk about this before, but I'm going to challenge each one of us, myself included, to find 10 to 20 of the coolest, funnest, influential, hippest people that you know. Not 100, just 10 to 20. Write them down and don't hesitate to contact them. You guys, people that were on my chicken list, they're already Plexus ambassadors. But I didn't know that until I actually contacted them. Why are they my chicken list? They shouldn't have been, right? So go ahead, don't prejudge, don't make assumptions, because that's going to increase the pace of your business. Once you find someone that wants to run with you and is going to commit with running with you at the same pace, you're going to go. And don't judge your business or your pace on the people that you recruit into your business. So if you're running at a 10 and you're full throttle and you get someone that's running at a 2, don't stop to a 2 with them. Stay at your 10. And that's kind of what this group is. This is your 10 people that are full throttle that are going. Let's see. So one of the things that I really was a zing to me today is the way you really look at and judge where you're at the end of the month is to look at how many business builders you have added to your team if you're wanting to grow. Volume is great, but it's not going to get your residual income, right? The business builders are what you want to refer back to. Those are your measurable goals. So every month we need, she said today, 2 to 3 business builders. That is your goal. Those are measurables. Ask for referrals from your customers. Call them up and ask them. Tell them you've had great success on these products. I know you believe in them. Who do you know that would be interested in building a business? All right, so these are the questions, and this is the call to action. What do you want? If you knew you could not fail, what would you do? Rank. What rank do you want to be in 30 days, 60 days, and 90 days? How many people does that mean that you need to talk to every single month? And then break it down to weeks and to days. Break it down to smaller so you can like not get overwhelmed by, I need to talk to 200 people this month. Where am I going to find 200 people? So start simple. How many people do I need to talk to today? How many three-way calls are you doing? That's measurable. You know, how many are you doing every single day? How many business builders have you sponsored in October? And then how many new people are adding to your funnel? Does everyone know what the funnel term means? Okay, so you have a funnel, right? And you're throwing people in them. And you're sending them information. And you're contacting them. And you're saying, did you watch this video? If I send you this, will you do this? And you're constantly on them. They're in your funnel. They haven't dropped out the bottom yet because they haven't told you yes or no. And then don't stop contacting people just because one doesn't drop out of your funnel. You know, don't wait for someone to make that decision to go to the next person. Just keep adding to your funnel. So you're going to have lots of people at the top and they're just swarming and they're going to come down one by one. And then one of the questions she asked me in April, how many times are you going out of your comfort zone? And that's like contacting the people on your chicken list. I don't even like that term because really they shouldn't be. I mean, for some reason you thought about them. They're either a really smart person, they have really good connections, they have a great personality. And that's nice. When someone contacts me from Now Road and Fields or another company, when they tell me that they're interested in me because of something about me that they see in me, that's like, wow, she thought about me. You know, use that technique to love on people because they need that. What is your wall that stands between your knowing how to your why and your purpose? What are those limiting beliefs? What's that wall that keeps you from going? So this is like basically a call to action to be outrageous and change our behavior and to move forward together. Let's see. So you want to make sure those goals are measurable. What are some other ones that we have, Rachel? How many people are you talking to? How many business builders are you getting? How many people on your team are you getting to silver?
One of the examples that she used, actually it was an Emerald ambassador that was on the call, was talking to Leslie about sort of her walls. And she said, you know, I'm going silver every month. I'm sponsoring 3 ambassadors every month and I'm going backwards. And what Leslie asked her is, of those 3, how many are business builders? She goes, well, usually 1 and maybe none. So when she went back and looked at her 6-month activity, she might have signed 18 people, but maybe only 2 are business builders. So how many people do you need to talk to make sure that you're signing 3 business builders every month if that's your goal? So she was going Emerald thinking she's talking to enough people. And then when she started going backwards and realizing she wasn't retaining the people that she was signing is because she wasn't signing business builders, or she wasn't doing coaching and training and realizing that people she had wanted to be business builders and let them fall by the wayside. Not talking to them right away about what their goals are and getting that conversation started from the very beginning. And helping them. And like Larissa was talking about talking to people versus texting, she used that example a lot, is that when we sign new people, and I'm 100% guilty, you guys, I could shoot off a text in 5 seconds a lot quicker than I can find time for a 30-minute phone call. But those phone calls are really what's going to make the difference in your business. And that's what she was saying, is she goes, you can shoot a text message all day long about, did you get your products? How's it going? X, Y, and Z back and forth. But then when you pick up the phone a week later and they're like, well, I was going to, but I didn't. That phone call, there's just something about the accountability with a phone call that makes the difference. So those are some of the examples that she used today about pace and using your voice. If you can't, for some reason use the phone, use your voice messenger on your Facebook groups, or if the person you're talking to has an iPhone, you can use the voice button on there, because people can hear your passion in your voice. So even if you are going to send a message somehow other than a phone call, try to use the voice features as much as possible, because people can hear your excitement. They can hear whether you truly care or not. Emojis just don't tell that. You can try really hard with an emoji, but it just doesn't have the same inflection. You don't use the same tone, and people don't hear your passion as much. Larissa, is there anything you want to add to this? Because I'm going to go now into sort of the nuts and bolts, the expectations, and kind of what our first big assignment for the next quarter is going to be. All right, guys. So we talked a little bit about the expectations as far as no fluff stuff, if you will, in the beginning. But what we're going to do, for those of you that have been around a little while, Miss Sarah's been around a while, Debbie's been around a little while, my mom's been around a while. If you guys remember back in the beginning, we were doing new ambassador training calls every Monday night. And you knew without a doubt, whether you were brand new or whether you were 6 months in, when you signed somebody, you could count on a new ambassador training by someone on our team on Monday nights. What we found is, we didn't advertise, if that's not probably the right word, but we didn't communicate it to people well enough and really talk to them about how important it was. What we also found out is that because it was so repetitive, the leaders weren't getting on the call. So you were asking your new ambassadors to get on there, but you weren't setting the example of being there with them, so that when they had a question from that presentation, you could either start a group chat with your upline or answer it for them. So we were sending them the screenshot and inviting them to the call, but not even holding ourselves accountable to making sure that they're there and answering their questions. And then eventually they just sort of stopped happening. The other area that we felt was a little weak in that is when new ambassador training signups came along and someone agreed to do the training, they were using their own PowerPoints or creating their own or one that they had for their team, and there was really no consistency with what was being taught on those Monday night calls. So what we're going to do is we're going to start up again a Monday night new ambassador call. I'm going to do the very first one. It's going to be on Monday night, November the 7th at 8:30. I would like for every single one of you to be on there and have a new ambassador on there. It can be someone that you signed 6 months ago, but just to begin to get in the habit of doing what we know as leaders need to be done to hold that accountability for each other. What I'm also expecting you guys to do is to sign up to do one of those trainings, because I want to have every Monday night between now and January filled up. But we're going to give you guys, sorry, I have people running in and out. We're going to give you guys the template that you need. Amber was nice enough to recreate a PowerPoint for us that we are using from another team. I'm going to post that on the files page. So you're going to have the PowerPoint way ahead of time, so you can see exactly what we're going to talk about. The other thing is we're borrowing this new ambassador training and sort of making it our own from Amy Paul. We actually have the YouTube video that she did with her PowerPoint. So you have the PowerPoint and you have the YouTube video, so you can listen to the YouTube video while you're making your own notes. So you sort of have your own script before you even begin training it. So we're not asking you to sign up to do a new ambassador training and then just throwing you to the wolves and going, okay, have fun with that. We're going to give you all the tools that you need to be able to do it. The more you do it, the better you'll be at it. But the other part of that we feel like is really lacking, sorry, y'all, you don't want all these people to see your shiny honey. I promise you better put some clothes on. Sorry, y'all, little one's getting out of the bathtub. The other thing that we really want to focus on in the first 15 minutes of that new ambassador training is we want whoever's doing it to pick one item out of your success kit. I don't care what it is, or your welcome kit. It can be the new ambassador guide. It can be the thank you cards and how you can utilize those. It can be the product training cards that you throw in your purse. Whatever it is, one of your favorite things out of your welcome kit, and we want you to highlight that, because I think it's one of the most underutilized training tools that we have at our fingertips. The second thing that I want as part of that Monday night training is a quick 2 to 5 minute product highlight. Any product that you like, I don't care what it is, just 5 to 10 minutes to give the ambassador some verbiage on one product. It doesn't matter. And for those of you that were not on the training call last night, with Vicki Flanagan. Oh my goodness, y'all. That was one of the best product training calls I've done in a really long time. And she's going to be getting us the PowerPoint. You could listen to 2 minutes of that training video and have a product highlight word for word on what she said. So we want you to highlight one item in the success kit, one product, and then we want you guys to talk about the boot camp. I know some of you know what the boot camp is, some of you don't. But for the last 5 or 6 months or so, Team Allen, in conjunction with Diamond Duck, has been running these boot camps, or Plexus 101. They've been called a couple of different things. Well, we changed the format for the month of October, and I think other than the leaders that are doing it, there's 4 people in it, maybe 5 people. And it's really good. And there's a lot of things in there with this new format that are going to push you out of your comfort zone. And the IPA chat that she has going on right now. So what we want you to do, the third thing before you actually get to the nuts and bolts of the PowerPoint, is just to bring awareness of the boot camp, let the new ambassadors know that there is one, and ask them to reach out to their sponsor to be added to that. And then as leaders and sponsors, we want you to take 5, 10, 15 minutes a day just to go into the boot camp, give people high fives, love on them, tell them, read their stuff, comment on it. Make sure there's some leaders interaction on that boot camp. So that's really our first big project for the rest of the year, is to start up the new ambassador trainings again on Monday nights, and to give you guys a script and a template to follow so you don't feel like you're just being thrown out there. So I want you guys to look at your calendars and tell me, you don't have to tell me right now, but send me a private message between now and January 1st, a Monday night, that you would be able to run a call. Keep in mind, we have 26 people in our runners group. Not all of us are going to have a Monday night before the end of the year. So I don't want you to think that I'm going to be doing something every 2 weeks. I mean, there's enough of us that probably between now and January, each of you maybe will do it once. But we've got to start stepping outside of our comfort zone, figuring out what our comfort zones are, and that's how we're going to grow. The next thing you guys have probably seen, Larissa and I, the rewards dinner that's coming up in November. We got it going a little bit late for October, but we went ahead and posted the rewards dinner on the team page. It is November the 5th. If you qualify for rewards dinner, you're invited to the 5 to 6 o'clock hour of this dinner. Larissa and I are going to be provided some light appetizers. We're going to just be doing some fun awards and things like that, just to kind of really socialize, use each other's business building strategies, and have some fun. I posted the qualifications on the team page on how to qualify to get to go to that portion of the rewards dinner. Some of those you can go back and look on the team page and see what they are. But it's, if you go silver in 7 days, if you complete all 4 weeks of the boot camp, if you have 500 in PV, if you host a live event. So like Miss Debbie and Carmen and my mom and Christy are hosting an event on on Thursday. So each of them would qualify for the rewards dinner on November the 5th, just for hosting that live event. So those are some of the things you can go back and look. It's going to be a lot of fun. And then what we decided to do is have a little more fun, and then open the 6 to 8 o'clock hour to all of Diamond Ducks and all of Team Allen that want to come get to know each other, socialize, use each other's strengths, ask people what they're doing. Just kind of get to know people outside of your Facebook profile picture, behind the posts in the team page or the names on a chat, and really get to know each other's story. I know not all of you are local, and we've talked about that. We have groups all the way in Wisconsin, and shout out to my Tennessee team, and we have a Florida team. And what we want you guys to do as leaders is to duplicate what we're doing in your area. So I know like Suzanne Biggs has a growing team. Not everybody's in Tennessee, but as their gold ambassador, to start looking at hosting a type of rewards dinner and basically duplicating what we're doing in your local areas if you're not able to do it here. We would love for all of you to fly in and come to our dinner, but I realize that's not possible for everyone. The last thing I want to talk to you guys about is Larissa had mentioned you're making your list of 10 to 20 people. So I want you guys to think about that. And between now and when we get back from Leaders Retreat on Sunday, I don't want you to put it in the Diamond Ducks group, because like I said, we're trying to keep those notifications to a minimum. I want you guys to send it in a private chat to Larissa and I. We're not going to make you call every single one of those people on Sunday, but we want to see that you are in this and you're committed, and we want to be able to help hold you accountable, because if Larissa didn't hold me accountable, I wouldn't be sitting here right now. It's out of my comfort zone. It's taking time out of other things. And she and I have decided we're just done. We're done with corporate America. We love our people, and we want to spend more time with you guys and less time somewhere else making someone else money and not enjoying the time with you guys. So we're going to do it, and I don't know how, but we're going to make it work. But those are kind of our big expectations for the next 90 days, and we're going to see how those trainings go. We want y'all's feedback. If they're not working, we'll change it, but we feel like there's been so much change on all the team pages that we don't really know what's working, because we're not giving things enough time. I know October boot camp has been slow, but everyone's working on ranking and re-ranking, and there's been a lot of distractions in October. So we're going to try this for 3 months, and then in January we'll reevaluate. We'll do a quarterly phone call, and we'll talk about where we've come and where we want to go for the first quarter of next year. So we want to hear from you guys too on what do you feel like you're not getting from your business, and what do you feel like is working. Our other initiative is to begin hosting once a month live ambassador trainings, whether it's in my house or her house or Pie in the Sky or Spring Creek Barbecue or whatever. But she and I talked at length about what's different now in our business than when we were really running in the beginning. And one of the things that we identified is that personal connection with our upline. At the time, Melissa Eichenhorst had just gone Emerald or was about to go Emerald, and she was hosting ambassador trainings in her living room for up to 20 people. And I feel like, and Larissa agreed with me, that we got more sitting in her living room with like-minded people with a Jewel upline than we got from any Zoom call. There's just too many, hey, JJ, too much going on in our homes. We all know that. And really, to show that you're there and to show up and be committed, you get a lot more out of it. And you get to meet these people face to face, just like we were talking about. So we have committed to start doing once a month live ambassador trainings, so that we can give you guys that support too. If you're not in this area, you can do the same thing in your area, and you can use the same template that we're going to use on the Monday night trainings, just to give yourself something to start with. I encourage you, if you have other people in your area, even if they're not in your downline, they're still in your sideline, to use each other. So what I do want y'all to do in the group chat, in the Ducks Diamond group chat, is to tell us what part of, where are you? What city and state are you in? What rank are you? And what your goal is, so that we can help connect you guys with people in your area that you may not even know is in your area. I just have a friend, actually it's my sister's downline, that's been on our team for a year, who's in Mississippi, who just signed one up by Miss Sarah. So like, I want to try to start getting you guys together, and you may not even know you're in the same town. So at least in that, if you can do your city and your state and your rank, then what you guys can do is take that message off there. So let's say I'm on there and I see that Carmen says, hey, I'm in Clear Lake. I'm like, oh, I didn't know she was in Clear Lake. I'm going to send her a private message that says, hey, we're local. Let's get together. What are you doing? Are you hosting any sip and sees? So we want to be able to partner you guys with people in your area that you may not have even realized are there, so that you have more support. The other thing is, Larissa and I want you guys to be doing chats with us. If you have questions, if you have potentials, if you're not sure, use us, and Melanie as well. She's offered that help as well. But if you have questions like this is happening and it's not working, things like that, use the team pages for that, as far as problem solving with things other ambassadors may have already been doing. So I think Larissa's back on now. She's going to talk to you guys a little bit about coaching calls that we're going to be offering for you guys to do with us, and a little bit about what we want to do the rest of October. And then I'll hop back in and talk about our goals for November. And then we will open it up for questions. And I am going to try to have us done at exactly 9:30 and be respectful of y'all's time. So Larissa, you're up.
Okay, everybody. So coaching calls. I know some of us have done them. Maybe 2 or 3 of them we've done, but we've not stayed consistent. So 1st of November, we're going to start doing coaching calls. And then I want you guys to work on just duplicating that into your downline. And I do not mind doing them with you the first couple times until you feel more confident. Essentially, a coaching call would be something like figuring out your why. I'll write it down, and then we'll talk about who's in your funnel, who are you working with. Then we're going to talk about when you want to go rank, when you want to go gold, when you want to go senior gold. And then we're going to write these goals down. And then we'll talk about who's on your team that could possibly be a runner with you. And then we'll talk about how many, we'll talk about projections. How do you project how many points or how many people you need to get to gold? How do you project how many people to get to senior gold? So that's a coaching call, and talk about what's holding you back. You know, what's your wall? What are you fighting against? Is it time? Is it your belief? Is it you're not enough action? Kind of to ask questions and talk to each other about coaching. So what else did you talk about?
You're cutting out, so I'll kick back in too. The next thing we were talking about is October. I know there are several of you on this call, I'm looking at all the names, that have specifically told me they are trying to either rank or re-rank so that they can earn the extra cash in October. So we have set a goal for this group, not for our team page, but for this group, to add 25 new ambassadors before the end of the month. I saw some eyes get like really big, like silver dollars there when I said that. But guys, think about it. There's 18, 19, I think, of us now on this call. That's 1.5, not that there's a half of an ambassador, but it's not too much to think that you can still add 1 to 2 ambassadors before the end of the month. Think about your chicken list that Larissa was talking about. Think about your list of 10 to 20. We've got so many contests going on right now. The one on Diamond Ducks where you guys are sending the video to your white lines. Those are some potentials for getting some of your points back to ranking. There's a lot of options out there. So we're not sure where we're going to get with our goal, but if we don't have one, we don't know where we're going, right? So we're going to look at adding 25, and then we would like to see 5 people in our downline. Keep in mind, we have 600 people, y'all. It's not just y'all. It's your teams too, ranked to silver before the end of the month. So you want to go to your detailed genealogy report, look to see who's closed. If they've ranked to silver before and lost their rank, if they re-rank this month, we would consider that ranking to silver. So that's kind of our goal for the team. So we want you guys to utilize us to help you guys and help your downlines to get there as well. I don't care what level they are to me. I don't care what level they are to her. But as an organization, that's what we would like to set. And we want to help you guys get there too. The one thing I did want to mention when we talked about expectations as a leader is that you're in your back office and you're looking. And one of the most important things that you can do is looking at your backup orders and looking at your auto ship dates. And I say that because it's very difficult with the new changes in our back office that people don't have to have their backup order on to get paid now. That a lot of people are planning to order products, but they're turning their backup order off. So you have no way of projecting what your points are going to be at the end of the month. It's a challenge. So for those that are blue lines, and I did a quick video for you guys. It's on the team page. Go and search #training, and it should come up on how to go through your detailed genealogy report, how to sort it by backup order date, and then what to do and look at. So you can go back and refer to that video. But you guys should be doing that at least once a week. Whether you have follow-up Friday or sit-down Sunday or whatever day that you're pouring in, it may be every day, it may be twice a week, whatever day you're spending to pour into looking at your downline, following up with people, calling people on the phone, you should be spending that time to go and look and see whose auto shipment should have gone through and it didn't. Reach out to them, make sure it's not a credit card issue and they're wanting their products and they have no idea they're not going to get them because it didn't go through. So that's just one of those little business tools that we feel as leaders you guys should be doing weekly. If you don't know how to do it, let me know. What does RMA mean? Help me out, Miss Sarah. RMA. Let me unmute you. There you are. What do you mean by RMA?
Those lines, I can't get them to stop. In the chat, it's just going and going. Anyway, RMA is on one of Diana's new ambassadors.
Okay.
I don't have any idea what RMA means. It's, what did it say? I can't remember exactly what it said now.
Can you send me a screenshot of it and we can try to figure out what it means? Because I'm not sure either.
All right. I'll do
just
that.
send it to me privately and we'll figure it out.
Okay, good.
That's the
Thanks.
first one for me. Sure, no problem. All right, guys. The last is we're going to talk about November goals. Some of you may already be working towards these, but our first goal for November is that 10 people off of our team, that there are 10 live Sip and Sees in the month of November. It can be anywhere across the country, any ambassador, any city, any group, but we would like to see 10 Sip and Sees from the Diamond Ducks announced and happening on our page in November. We'd like to see 10 people complete the boot camp. So it's going to be up to you guys as leaders to make sure that you're making your teams aware of the boot camps, that you're asking your new ambassadors and adding them to those boot camps. We'd like to see, and again, this is projecting, so we'll see how this goes, but we'd like to see 10 rank advancements on the Diamond Ducks team. It might be your downline, it might be your sideline, but we want to be cheering for each other and helping each other get there. For those of you that have seen the Silver Stars emails, I don't qualify for them anymore, and I don't think Larissa does either now that she's Ruby. But for the people that add the most silver, oh, you do qualify. Okay, I want to see your name on there, girl. That person who adds the most silver ambassadors or ranks the most silver ambassadors on their team wins a trip to Phoenix, dinner with the CEOs, a tour at corporate. It's really, really cool. And I want to say from the last Jewel call is that I think when you have around 6, 7, 8 that rank to silver in a month is about where the people that are winning the trips. That's kind of the number of people within that month that are ranking to silver on their downline. And we would love to see one of you guys, new ambassadors, go fast start gold before the end of the year. I don't think, and Leslie talked about this today, and Larissa and I are going to talk a little bit more about it and see how we can help you guys do it, but I don't think that we're leading with the opportunity enough. And we've posted some videos in there. The products are what it's all about. They work. We all know that. But there are people out there, I promise you, that are worrying more about how they're going to pay their rent than the 10 pounds on their hips. I promise. People are losing sleep at night, living paycheck to paycheck. And that may be the one person that needs to hear you talk about the opportunity. And because most of us, including myself, don't want to come across as pushy or don't want to be salesmen, because we're not. We're just passionate about what we do, and we're kind of tiptoeing around it, and we're careful how we present that to people because we don't want them to think that's what it's about, because it's not. But there are people in your life that need this opportunity as much, if not more, than these products. And it would be selfish of us not to share that with them. So I think I'll try to find and just put it in the Diamond Ducks page, the video Larissa and I watched about leading with the opportunity, because it was pretty special, the lady that was talking about it. So that is sort of what our thoughts are, what our plans are, what we'd like to start rolling out as initiatives for this particular group. So I am going to leave you guys muted so there's not a ton of background noise, but I'm going to open it up for the next 10 minutes or so for you guys to ask questions.
Can I say one more thing?
Absolutely.
All right. If we can't sell it to you guys and we can't sell a dream or a plan, it's going to be really hard for us to sell it to the people that we don't have a connection with.
It's our job to bring value to this for you.
Yeah, and we want to roll this out to our team in a big, like a quarterly team call, because I want you guys to realize that January is right around the corner, and people are going to be making New Year's resolutions. People are going to be buying gift cards for their spouse, or they're looking for things to do. They want to lose weight. They don't want to gain weight through the holidays. Every seed that we plant today is going to grow through this time. I promise you, you are going to see your business explode if you commit to everyday action. So we need you guys on board with us. So give us your thoughts and opinions.
And the other thing I wanted to add, Larissa was talking about action is, and I am probably the most guilty of anybody on this call, particularly in the beginning, is scrolling Facebook is not action. You get super bogged down with all of your Plexus friends, and all of a sudden your Facebook is Plexus everything. You want to still be friends with your Plexus friends, but sometimes you need to sit aside 15, 20, 30 minutes, whatever works for you. Go look at your friends list. You want to stay friends with them, but you want to unfollow some of those Plexus people so you're seeing your non-Plexus people's post. You're seeing your friend down the street that hasn't slept for 3 days because she can't get comfortable, or your friend who's selling furniture on Facebook to pay their car note. Like, you're missing out on all of those potential opportunities to bless people because it's you Plexus. So I am guilty of scrolling through Facebook, and next thing you know, it's 20 minutes later and I've done absolutely nothing to reach out to a potential, to train one of my leaders. I've done nothing that would be considered income producing activity or a part of my DMO or daily method of operation, because I'm just scrolling through Facebook looking for my next good post that probably no one's going to read, right? So just making sure that your time is valuable, I know it is, and that you're using it to help reach your goals, and that you're using Larissa and I to help you get there. So you guys are free to unmute yourself and ask any questions you have. We'll see. I don't see anybody unmuted yet. I think everybody's muted. Surely somebody has one question for us. Like why I'm sitting on the floor. Come on, give me something, y'all.
What are your expectations? What were your expectations when we sent you an invitation? What do you want? Like, we want to add value.
I think they all just got on here to see what we had to say because they didn't know what to expect. They wanted to see us, you know.
I want you to push me to senior gold.
I can't push you to senior goal, but I'll give you all the support and resources you need to get there, for sure. I'd like to hear just from somebody, when you read the message or the invitation and you saw the video, what were you expecting tonight? And do you feel like it was more or less, better or worse? You know, give us a little feedback.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
I'm so excited that y'all did this call. Rachel, we've been craving your leadership, and you're an awesome leader. And so it's everything that I was expecting it to be. And, I'm looking forward to this challenge. Thank y'all so much.
Thank you, Carmen.
Miss Paula, go ahead. Were you going to say something?
Yes. I don't know if this is my first time on a Zoom call, so I'm not real sure how to, can y'all hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I think it was really good. I like the outline. I was trying to make some notes and stuff while y'all were talking. Did I understand correctly that you're going to start new ambassador trainings on Monday nights?
Mm-hmm.
And that we have people that have signed up under us, we can just get them on this call, and it's going to help them to learn how to, to sign up other people or whatever, be prepared to share it or whatever. Is that November what date?
November 7th will be I think it's the 7th. It's the first Monday in November will be the first one. It'll be at 8:30, and I'll do that.
I think that's really good.
We're going to give you guys the YouTube video to kind of practice and the PowerPoint so that whoever on this group decides to do it, probably Larissa will help you guys with graphics that don't know how to do them yet, and we'll post it in your team pages and in Diamond Duck. So what we would like to do is get a schedule together. So we would need someone to volunteer for the 14th, the 21st, and I think it's the 28th, are the 3 Mondays in November. And what we'll do is we'll put a little graphic together that has the leader's name, the date, and the time. And you guys can all use my Zoom account. It's not hard. If you need help using it, let me know, so that everyone on Diamond Ducks and all of the downlines have access to that new ambassador training. So if it's not your week to do it, Miss Paula, so like on Monday the 7th, you still invite everyone in your downline to that call.
Okay, and one of us is going to be doing a like a practice?
I'll send you the templates and the scripts of what we're going to be using. That was, I think, what scared a lot of people away when we did this, I don't know, a year ago, maybe, I think it was, Larissa, is we would get the little graphic from Melissa, and it would tell us which leaders were training each week, but they were all training on their own templates. And so you would hear something different about, this are the products I recommend, or this is how I sign people up. And it was, depending on which call you got on, was going to depend on what you actually heard from that leader. So we're trying to kind of streamline it so that everyone in our downline is getting the same training, so that whether they call me or Debbie or you or Larissa or Amber, they're getting that same information, and we're being consistent with what we're giving the people that we're working with.
Now, when we all tune in, everyone's going to be looking at a different ambassador, a different one of us doing the training each Monday night.
That's the plan.
That's great. Yes, that's really good.
Because nobody wants to listen to me talk every Monday night, and I'm red. I'm business. I'm not as fun as you guys.
And y'all, I was going to tell you guys, if your name just pops up and it's your face smiling, or just this gray person right here, and you have me on mute and you have your camera off, it still shows your people that you're there. If you're giving your kid a bath or you're making dinner or whatever, just be present somehow so that people know that there's other people out there doing it with us, because there's nothing worse than a dead Zoom call.
Larissa and I just had one, and Amber too, just 2 weeks ago. We had a Monday night. It was kind of last minute too, but it was me, Amber, and Larissa were the only 3 people on the Zoom training. So we ended up just making it a training call for this. But there's, nothing worse than being ready and being prepared, and like me being all scared and being all nervous, and then nobody shows up, and then you're like, oh, thank God, I didn't have to do that.
I think another thing about everybody hosting a Zoom call each Monday is, just like Larissa said and Rachel have been saying, it helps us get out of our comfort zone. And so I appreciate Rachel getting out of her comfort zone today. So if any of you have an anxiety about talking on camera and talking in front of people, this is the first step. And this is going to help you develop as a leader so you can continue to train your team. So Miss Paula, if you need any help with the Zooms, I'm here to help you, okay?
Well, I'm very technologically challenged. But I'll have to say, I am really way outside of my comfort zone, because I'm having to learn all this stuff. But I'm like floundering, trying to keep my head above water, because this lingo, I'm learning and I'm open. But I just have to tell you, I'm struggling with some of the things that seem very basic, but it's just because I'm not familiar with it. But I like to learn.
Amber is actually the one that did the PowerPoint for us. We adopted it from somebody else, but Amber sort of made it our own. And I know that she would be more than willing to get with a couple of you guys and just sort of go through it and look at it and see how it works. I'm going to post it on the Diamond Ducks team page as a file, so you can go and print it anytime you want. And then in the Ducks Diamond Runners group, I'm going to give you guys the link to the original YouTube training that goes with the PowerPoint. I'm a very visual learner. So when I first heard this training, what I loved about it is, it was only 30 minutes. So you weren't spending an hour on Monday nights. It was quick. It was to the point. It told me what I needed to know without all the fluff stuff. And I had a PowerPoint to go with it. So as I'm listening to her training, I'm taking notes so that I can duplicate that and not feel like, oh my God, what am I going to say? I'm going to flounder. I'm going to forget. I don't know what goes on this slide. So we felt like the combination of it being short and to the point, and having the PowerPoint so that you can look back and have your cheat notes, and then also having the YouTube video to refer to, is giving you guys the resources so that you're not feeling like I admitted to Larissa and Amber, I've been doing this over 2 years now, and I'm 1 rank away from Emerald, although I'm a long way because I've gone backwards the last 2 months. I've never done a new ambassador training, ever, because this is so far out of my comfort zone, you guys. You don't even know. So I'm going to do the first one, and I'm going to take a big step of faith and pray that God didn't let me fall on my face. And if he does, well, I'm just supposed to fall on my face. So the only way that I can expect you guys to duplicate what we're doing is for me to do it. And I, had some come to Jesus time with Larissa and realized that I really haven't been the leader that you guys needed from me. And we're just going to start over. And like Larissa said, forget everything that's happened in the last 2 years, and we're going to move forward as if it's the very first day that I've ever done Plexus. And And I'm here for you. If you have questions, just ask me. I may not know the answer, but I can find them.
Miss Paula, do you know how to get to files? Does everybody know how to get to the files part on the team page?
No, ma'am, I don't.
Okay, I'm going to share my screen with you guys for just a couple of minutes, and I'm going to go over just a couple of things that we're talking about if I can get to it. Now, Amber, you're going to have to let me know if you can see my screen when I get in here, because Chrome has been giving me a bit of a hard time. What do you see on my screen right now, Amber?
Your Plexus.
Okay, good. Okay, so let me show you guys just a couple of quick tips and tricks. I promised I would let you guys go at 9:30. If you need to go. But if you want to stick around, I'll show you guys just a couple of things that we've been doing. I don't want that. I want my Facebook. Let me get back over here. Just a couple of quick things. When you go into Facebook and you go to your team pages, we've done, tried to do a couple of little things to make searching for you guys a little bit easier. So I don't know if you guys have noticed on the last few things that I've posted, I've put a couple of what I call hashtags. I didn't even know what a hashtag was when I started Plexus, but now I do. So what I've started doing is sort of categorizing the things that I'm putting on Facebook, and one of the first categories that I've done is training. So if you go to your team page, I'm using Diamond Ducks because it's the format that I use for our team page, and you go over here to search and you type in hashtag or the # training, you're going to see everything in the last couple of weeks that I've said was a good training tip for you guys. So you'll see it's highlighting the training here. So there's one way that you can quickly search for things. The other hashtag that I've used is product knowledge, because I find that a lot of new ambassadors have questions about that. So I've tried to go back and add this one as well. So you go straight into the search feature, type hashtag product knowledge and enter, and you're going to see anything that I've tagged in that. This is the training call from last night. It was phenomenal. This is just another little thing that I felt was product knowledge that I thought you guys would like to be able to search quickly. So those are just a couple little tips and tricks that we're using to help make it easier for you guys to find things. But right here is where Amber's talking about on the files. Now, every one of your team pages is going to have this button. It just depends on what they're putting in there. So if I click on it right now, you can go in and see things that I've added. The only thing that I do not like about this is it will not let us alphabetize it. So it's in there in order of which it was posted. So it is a little flawed, if you will, but there is a lot of information in there. There's a wine and wellness PowerPoint, how to invite people to a 3-way chat. Melanie's team page, Team Allen, has way more than this in there, I can promise you. But what I'm going to do is post, actually, Amber, can you post it in the files for me tonight? The PowerPoint. So you'll be able to click on this button and you'll see the PowerPoint that Amber worked on for us. The other thing over here is even without hashtags, you can still search the same group. So if you wanted to go in and type anything that we've talked about specific to fibromyalgia, and you can do this in any team page, you can click on it, and if there's any discussions about it, you'll see it'll come right up. The other thing I wanted to show you guys, we talked about notifications earlier, is you can see I have 17 right now. Let's say, for example, trying to find something that's a comment. Okay, so here's one of my Plexus friends actually posted this earlier today, and I went in and made a really sweet comment. So now every single time someone comments on this, I'm getting a notification. And I don't necessarily need or want to see all of those. So I'm going to go up here and I'm going to click this little upside down arrow button. And I'm going to click turn them on and then turn them off. Sometimes it'll automatically pop up and say turn off notifications. If it doesn't, I turn them on and then turn them off again. And then I won't get any more notifications for that post. I find this a lot whenever we're welcoming new ambassadors, that when I've talked to people about why aren't you welcoming your new ambassadors, because that's so important, it's, well, because then I get 50 notifications every time someone else welcomes them too. This is a really good strategy for you guys to know about, because when you have someone that announces they have a new ambassador, you can go in, you can welcome them, and then you can go back and turn those notifications off, and you're sort of done with it, if you will. Does that help you at all, Miss Paula, on where to search, how to find a couple things?
What you said at the beginning of the talk was really good, because the minute I joined, all of a sudden my Facebook page is just like bombarded.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I didn't know, first of all, I didn't know what a group was. You know, I didn't know, the whole concept of all this is just kind of becoming more apparent to me. So, you know, I'm still trying to figure out, I don't know, I know I'm learning some faces and some names here, but I don't know how they all interact and how they all fit together. And that was confusing to me.
Mm-hmm. I think we get so excited that we want to give people the support all at once. And that was probably one of the biggest turnoffs for me in the beginning that slowed me down, is I can't keep up with all of this. So one of the things I've had to do, and I was telling you guys earlier, is if you don't have a team page, I don't recommend you starting one until you're Ruby. Use your Jewel pages and your gem pages. If you do have a team page, keep using it, but make sure you're bringing value to the members of it. What I've done, like Carmen is an example, she's a gold ambassador, but what we have for her group is actually a Facebook group, kind of like the Ducks Diamond group, and it's only her downline, and then she has myself and Melanie. So she still has access to us. Her team can still interact with each other, but they're not getting completely overwhelmed by being in 5 groups that are, like I said, they aren't bringing value. So the other thing I've had to do is over in your groups here, Miss Paula, you can click on them, and you may not even know yet which groups bring you value and which groups don't.
Yeah.
When you get to that point, you can go in and choose, let me find one. Haven't been in a while.
Now that's in settings where you're at right now looking at groups.
It's under my home button.
Okay.
Over here where it says groups. Can you see my mouse?
Yeah, I see it. Okay.
So I'm going to click on that, and it's going to take me to all of my groups. They sort them all different ways. I'm in a bunch of them, so yours may not look like this, but I'm going to just choose this Let's Accessorize Online Boutique. You can, oops, it's not there right now. Suzanne, I'm going to unjoin your group, but join me back, please. Put me back in there. When you get to this group, let's just say it's a group that isn't bringing you value. All you have to do is go right here and click unfollow or leave, and you'll quit get notifications from that group.
Okay.
And then if you want to go back and join them later, you can.
Okay.
But over the years, I mean, I'm added to this unique mascara group and this pampered chef group and this online yard sale group and this moms group and this Bible study group, and they're not even active groups anymore. So
Right.
I have to intentionally take some time every couple weeks and take myself out of groups that are what I call them time wasters, just to be quite honest with you. But does that help a little bit?
It really does. It really does. Now, at the group I'm with in Daphne, you know, I've signed under Daphne.
Mm-hmm.
What is our group? I know she has standalone runners or whatever. Now, how does that relate to the group y'all are in?
Well, Larissa and I, you're actually in Larissa's downline. She and I are power partners. So she and I run the Diamond Ducks team page together.
Okay.
Underneath her is going to be her mom and then her sister, neither of which have a team page. And then you have Amber.
Okay, yes.
Who has her team page. So your upline, so to speak, is going to be Daphne, then Amber. Y'all correct me if I got this wrong. Then Patsy, then Corinda, then Larissa, then me. So you're actually 7 levels deep into my organization.
Okay.
So your Jewel and Gem pages are Diamond Ducks and Team Allen.
Okay.
You're still part of Team Ferguson, and you're still part of Team Eichenhorst. Those are still your Jewel upline pages as well. But when you get that many, it can get overwhelming. So you have to kind of figure out where where you get the most information from. I don't tend to have as much activity on Team Eichenhorst or Team Ferguson because I feel like I'm getting most of what I need from Team Allen. I'm still on those pages and I still get a lot of information. And what I love about Team Eichenhorst, there's 8,000 people on it? Pretty close, 7,287. I guarantee you, whatever issue you have, somebody on that page has dealt with. Now, Team Eichenhorst is our diamond upline. So
Okay.
she's your closest diamond, regardless of how far up or down you are.
Okay.
Every time that people are asking me specific questions about things that I don't know about, I'm oftentimes telling them to ask that question in this page, because of almost 8,000 people, I promise you somebody's either asked it, dealt with it, created it, or solved it somewhere along the way.
That helps. I appreciate that.
Sure.
That helps.
Anybody else have questions? Let's see if there's
I
any.
just have a little bit of encouragement for her.
Can you hear Miss Paula?
Yes, I can.
Honey, I didn't know hardly anything when I got started. And I have a very small comfort zone, about that big. So it's growing and my knowledge is growing and yours will too. It will seem overwhelming at first, but you'll gradually move into it and it won't take all that long.
Yes, ma'am.
And you will start making choices with which pages you can look at and which ones you can follow comfortably, and then you can move on from there.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
And I'm an old lady. You can do this.
That's wonderful.
I can't wait to see you on Wednesday, Miss Sarah. I'm so excited.
I'm looking forward to it.
Put on my Sunday best. Not really.
Please don't. I probably have on jeans.
I probably will too, and boots. All right, guys, it is, I went 15 minutes over. I'm sorry. I tried really hard. I noticed you guys had some questions in the chat. It looks like Larissa's kind of trying to keep up with everyone. I did see Suzanne's question about the coaching calls. We're going to talk a little bit more about that, but you can send us a private chat, or Larissa and I can do a three-way with you too. She went to the Ruby retreat with Leslie. I wasn't able to go, so she's got a little bit more specific. So she actually offered to help me do a couple of three-way coaching calls until I can kind of get a little bit better idea of what that is. So we can talk more about that. And Larissa can post in our Ducks Diamond group just some of those things for you guys to refer back to later too. So I'm going to let you guys go. I hope you all have a fantastic night. For those of you that are going to be at Leaders Retreat, I can't wait to see you. Hey, Cash and Tinley. If y'all need anything, please don't hesitate to call.
Hey, Cash.
And I will post this. I will post this recording in Ducks Diamond so you guys can refer back to it later, okay? Love you all. Good night.
Good night.